Hello everybody, this is Tiziano and I'm here at the Ardupilot booth with JaimeMachuca of Aero. And Jaime, what is Aero about?
So my company is actually doing data analysis on agriculture. We're right now focusing on agriculture, but we're also into the construction and topography markets and all these different verticals. Currently what we're doing is we're taking images from drones.
Yes.
We can process them into the usual stuff like maps, orthomosaics, point clouds, and vegetation indexes. And what we're trying to do is go one step beyond that, which is actually analyzing that data. We're using machine learning algorithms to take information not only from the drone, but also from other sources like climate databases, soil analysis, even the agronomers themselves. And they can input the data on what the state of the plants and all this, and the machine learning algorithm actually learns all this, and then it can actually make a prescription map of exactly what you have to apply where and in what portion.
Oh, that sounds incredibly complicated, but how do you feed data to your machine learning algorithm?
So you usually upload data through the web interface, and you can do that way, or you can also purchase a license to run it locally. So we know that there's a lot of farms that don't have internet access, so you can process all that internally. Of course, you need a computer that can do it.
So you basically are creating a sort of missioning program and data analysis.
Correct.
Okay, doesn't it sound like drone deploy?
Drone deploy is, yeah, it's similar, but actually they stay one step before where our IP is going to be developed. So drone deploy is actually doing all of the processing and all of the creating all the maps and stuff like this.
Yes.
Also, Pix4D is another application that does that, and we actually can use Pix4D or drone deploy as a backend, and then just feed them the end results into our.
As a backend?
Right, as a backend.
Great. That sounds fantastic.
We take the end goal is to take the decisions for the customer and actually create a prescription map to know where to apply any nutrients or water or whatever is missing on the field. And then you interviewed Nick from Iron Robotics before, and then we can feed that information into his rovers, for example, and then the rovers can go out and apply all this.
That would be nice, Nick. Now, why are you here with Ardupilot?
Ardupilot, so I got involved with Ardupilot in 2013, I think. And
Mind the light?
Yeah, sorry. And the idea is, or why we're using Ardupilot is because it allows us to concentrate on what our IP is, right? So we don't have to worry about the autopilot, we don't have to worry about the mission planning, all that stuff is part of the project for Ardupilot. So we can contribute back to the project whatever we need to add to that flight controller or algorithms or whatever. And then we can use that data as a base for what we really want to concentrate on, which is the data analysis.
What do you like about it?
The openness of it, you can basically look into the code, modify whatever you need, then you have access to all of the developers that are there and can help you out with it. And it's just, you're taking advantage of a lot of development time that has been already put into it, and you can contribute back whatever you need into the project.
If I contribute to the coding and I'm modifying the code, I would be tempted to keep the code for myself and not share with other people. That is actually counterproductive. Okay,
so when you, depends on what you're doing with your company. If you're, if your business model or what you want to sell is actually the autopilot code and whatever you want, then okay, then it makes sense for you to write your own code and sell it because that's what you want to do.
Yes.
But I think most companies right now should not be focusing on that because that is something that is already resolved. There's multiple solutions for that, like Ardupilot, like the DJI controllers, whatever. They can already control the drone, and that's not really, in the future, it's not going to be where you need to concentrate. So the flight control of the aircraft is already done, and it's a commodity. It's going to become a commodity.
I totally agree about
and,
that.
And you should really be concentrating on the higher layers. Like right now, it's obstacle avoidance and navigation, or more intelligent navigation.
Data analysis.
And the data analysis.
Payload management.
Correct.
And integration with the overall system.
That's
and
correct.
your overall application.
And all of that code doesn't need to be on the autopilots, right? So you can put that on a companion computer and control that. For example, create a very sophisticated object avoidance and navigation
and that's
algorithm,
where your IP can stay.
And that's where your IP can stay.
I totally agree about that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to focus and try and make the attitude control any better.
Correct.
It's already it's already working perfectly. Now, why do you want to focus on that aspect just because you want to keep the IP about that? I mean,
right.
there are PIDs.
And
okay.
if that part of the code
very
is
good PIDs, very good.
And if that part of the code is not working correctly, then you can always modify it and contribute it back, because it doesn't really, it's not part of your IP.
Yeah, no, exactly. If it doesn't work for you, that probably means that it doesn't work even for other people. But that also means that your coding can be made better by the contributing to the community, so other people can step in and help you patching the software correctly.
That's right.
So that is really, really powerful. So thank you very much for being here. And where can we find information about the company?
So the webpage is element.aero. It's very easy, so you can get any information you want there.
Okay.
And we Facebook pages or Twitter.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you for following, and I'll see you next time.